Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy coming at you with a new review. How are you? This is the channel that welcomes you to your weekend. I hope you have a wonderful Friday, wonderful weekend, and a welcome to episode 78. Now, you know that in this episode, I am taking a look at none other than the EDP, or the Eau de Parfum version of Terre D'Hermès. Last week, I took a look at the EDT, and I wanted to take a look at the EDP to compare the two. So before I dive in, I wanted to welcome all the new subscribers. In the last week, we've had yet another blast of subscribers. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the Cologne crew. Take a look at my channel. I have playlists for Amouage men, Amouage women, Amouage library collection, and then I also have the every summer I do a first impression series. So I have summer 2018, summer 2019, and now this is the first episode for summer 2020, first impressions. So what I like to do is in the summer I like to step away from either my collection or fragrances that I'm relatively familiar with, and take a look at fragrances I don't know much about at all. And so I stumbled upon this only because 2 or 3 weeks ago, I ran a poll on Fragrantica on whether or not people like the EDT or the EDP. So if you don't know, the EDT is Eau de Toilette, and the EDP is Eau de Parfum, which is a higher concentration of an EDT, and it's usually about the same scent, in my experience. Now this is different though, because this one has actually different notes in it. So it's not just a higher concentration of the EDT. That's important to note, and I'll tell you why in just a second. So I ran the poll, I asked what people like, and guess what I got? I got a 50-50 split. So when I looked at the comments for the EDP, what people really liked about it is interesting, because they like the fact that it's kind of a smoother version of the EDT. So let's take a look at this. With regard to the notes, I'm going to go to the 2006 release at first. The 2006 EDT original release has grapefruit and orange as the initial blast. Then you have flint, followed by cedar, you have pepper, and you have vetiver. So what's interesting about this one is the EDP actually took the vetiver out and they put oak moss in. The flint is amped up and the citrus is toned down. So what you have is you essentially have kind of the EDT after about 3 to 4 hour mark. Right? So because I wore this all week, but one day I had the EDT on my left hand, my left forearm, and then the EDP on my right forearm. And after about the 4 hour mark, they kind of blend and smell just about the same. So I can see what they're doing here. Here's what the EDP is trying to do. I think this is a 2009 release, same parfumé, Jean-Claude Ellena, and I think what he wanted to do is do three things. I think number one, he wanted to smooth out the rough edges for people who don't like the initial orange grove overripe orange blast that you get in the top notes. Number two, he wanted to create a more unisex, youthful fragrance. And then number three is I think he wanted to complement. This is just me. This is just my take. Okay, this is more of a fall winter, and I think what he was trying to do with the EDP is more of a spring summer. That's just my take. Those are the three differences. They both smell fantastic. So if you guys haven't seen my review, check it out. It's episode 77. I'll put it up there. And then it is 5 out of 5 sprays for me. So on my channel, I rate by 5, and this is a 5 out of 5. EDT is a masterpiece. Now, here's the thing about the EDP. I actually don't like it as much, because I like the rough edges of the EDT. I think it's a slightly more mature scent. I think it's a distinctively masculine or more masculine scent, and I like the fact that it's more of a kind of a fall winter. Whereas I love the smell. I love the scent of this, but a couple things actually here. I would say it misses the mark in the sense that when you smooth out the rough edges of the EDT, you almost jeopardize the originality of the fragrance, and you enter into something that can be considered a little bit too, shall we say, I don't know about crowd pleasing or generic. It's certainly not generic. I just mean it loses some of its luster, because the part of the EDT that's really pleasing to people is the fact that it is so nuanced and original. So when you smooth out the rough edges, I mean, it is called Terre D'Hermès. I mean, terre is French for earth. It's soil. It's this ode to nature. And so in the EDP, if you lose too much of that, the name itself is kind of odd. In fact, I think I would have liked this a little bit more if the name had changed. Instead of it being a Terre D'Hermès flanker, call it something like Benjamin D'Hermès, or I don't know how to say my name in French, but you get my point. Call it something else, and maybe I would have liked it a little bit more. Now let's also I'm gonna remain grumpy here, because I'm gonna go to the longevity and the projection. This is an EDP, folks, right? This is an eau de parfum, so you would expect this is a higher concentration. You would also expect it to last longer, and I can tell you that it does not. In fact, this is the longevity is 4 to 6. I sprayed a lot, actually. I know some of you have told me that be careful, because it's a sample, so the sprayer is going to be might not emit as much. I put on a lot, and I'm still getting 4 to 6 hours in terms of longevity. Projection in the first 2 hours is going to give you about an elbow length away from your body, and then after that it's going to go down to a skin scent for the last 2 to 4 hours. So you're looking at 6 hours, not even a full work shift. That's not what you want to hear when you're purchasing an EDP. All right. So in terms of actual performance, I wore the EDT one day on my left forearm and the EDP on my right forearm, and I could smell the EDT longer. And again, I know some of you have noted it could be the fact that this sprayer, this is a bottle, and it emits a lot more. I'm open to that. I hope that's the case. So if you have the EDP and you own a bottle and the longevity and projection are fantastic, please let us know. Okay, now in terms of gender, this one, I have said that on the continuum of feminine, unisex, and masculine, this is somewhere between unisex and masculine. I do consider the EDT a classic masculine, but not uber or ultra masculine fragrance. This one is closer to unisex. This one is slightly toward the masculine side of unisex, but still within the category of unisex. In my opinion, it just smells amazing. I don't see how anyone could not like this. So if you look at reviews on, for the EDP, I think you're going to see, a lot of women reviewing, saying that they love it on themselves. I wouldn't be surprised at all. It's just a wonderful scent. So this one is slightly more unisex. Same way with age. This one was 35 to 40 and up when it comes to the EDT, and I would put this as the kind of a complement to that. So this is more of like a 20 to 35 range. When I think of the EDP, I think of more of a youthful. I think college. I think going to your first job interview. When you're like 22 to 25 and wearing something like this, where this is clearly after you've moved up the ladder and you are definitely in your 30s and up. Now that, again, I know a lot of you are like, I just wear what I wear. I wear what I like. End of story. No problem. But I do see this as slightly more mature, and I see this as slightly more youthful. I think that was one of their goals, as I said. Don't forget, there are the three differences are the EDP tries to smooth out the rough edges, create a more youthful, slightly more unisex feel. And then the third element is that this is more of a fall-winter, and then this one is more of a spring-summer. So I certainly appreciate what they were trying to do in this 2009 release of the 2006 original. I just don't know if they completely hit a home run on it. The smell is fantastic. I mean, I just don't know how you would find anyone who doesn't like the smell. As I said earlier, though, as an EDP, I'm a little frustrated that you don't get tons of hours. The longevity and projection are not the best here. I would have liked a little bit more. In fact, the EDT did better. The fact that the citrus is really toned down and the flint is amped up, I like it. I just don't know if it really stays true to its name of terre, this notion of earth, of planet, of soil, nature, and I think they got a little bit away from that in this release. It still smells fantastic. You're going to see a lot of people in the comment box saying, hey, it smells great. No doubt. As far as outright disliking it, I don't see too many people. In fact, one of the things for versatility was this one smells so good that I said, I had to take off points for versatility because I said, I don't know if you could wear this with, cargo shorts and a metal t-shirt. Now, because this one is smoothed out, the versatility is higher on this one. So if this were a gift for somebody, if you are going to blind buy, if you were going to, Father's Day, whatever, although ironically I did get this one, but that's because I dropped hints that I wanted it because I had the sample. If you don't know necessarily what they want, they just want something that smells nice, the EDP is a better choice. You can't lose either way. I just think you need to know the difference between the two. So again, this is more of a crowd pleaser. You're going to see people like it more, but the versatility is higher. But I go back and forth on this one. Sometimes I think because it's sweeter and more of a crowd pleaser, I think it'd be better at work. And then, maybe wear this at night in more of a romantic setting. And then other times I think it's just the opposite. I think this is a masterpiece, maybe wear this to work and then wear this one out at night because it is sweeter. So I can't make up my mind on that one. I would just say versatility is higher on the EDP than it is on the EDT. All right, so there you have it. I kind of burned through this review because this is actually the third time that I did the review. I did it once, didn't care for it, and then I did it again and absolutely loved it in the afternoon. And then guess what? For some reason the file was corrupted, and so I was not able to view it. That's why I'm here late at night redoing this. I really wanted to get this out to you because I wanted to compare the two fragrances. I am super happy that I have the EDT. Would I have been disappointed if I had gotten the EDP? No, I really like it. Do I feel the need though? And I like the notion that they're trying to get the two to kind of complement each other. Would I keep this in my collection though? I am so happy with the EDT. I love it. It is a masterpiece. I don't know that I really need to rush out and get the EDP. If you don't have either one, you cannot go wrong. Many people prefer the EDP, right? They prefer this one. And my own opinion, I would go with the EDT. I really like it. I just think you can't go wrong. That Orange Grove overripe orange blast in the beginning only lasts for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then after that, it really settles down. And I like the fact that it evolves over time. I like the vetiver. The vetiver for me is really what makes this fragrance, the EDT. So the EDP, of course, has the oak moss and the vetiver has been removed. So it's good. This one was a 5 out of 5 sprays, and then the EDP here in this review is going to be a 4 out of 5 sprays for me. I even thought about going 3 out of 5 actually, just because I don't like the longevity and projection, but I'm going to take what you guys said, which is the sampler has a smaller sprayer, so I'm hoping that it's just because of that. I'm hoping. You see, I'm an optimist in the end. So I am going to have faux sprays. If you're following my channel for the first time, then I'll let you guys know, I actually spray the number that I give. However, I used all my sprays today because, again, this is my third take. I smell fantastic, I'll just say that. So I'm going to do faux sprays. 4 out of 5 sprays for Terre D'Hermès Eau de Parfum. And it's too bad the last episode, the last take I had a corrupted file because I actually went like this and sprayed you guys to see, what you thought of it. It is, again, you cannot lose. And I'm open to the idea of getting this one and the other flankers for Terre D'Hermès because I love this one so much. But if you're on a restricted budget and you already have the EDT, I just don't think you need to rush out and get the EDP, you know? And so for me personally, I don't think I'm going to rush out and get it. And you know, eventually I might have it in my collection. But, you know, I mean, when you have a 5 out of 5 fragrance, when you have the EDT, Terre D'Hermès is just a positively wonderful fragrance in a beautiful bottle. I mean, it's kind of hard to justify getting the EDP for me. All right, that's it, folks. There you have it. This is attempt number 3, and let's hope it works. So always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody.